Greetings, students. This week's video is going to cover a few things, a few announcements that need to be mentioned for the course, as well as some of your concerns. I have placed announcements on the dashboard of the Blackboard for this course. Please make sure that you read through those thoroughly. There's a lot of information there. I know it's a lot of information, but it's all very important, so make sure that you read through that. I'll also try to send it out via email, so that way you have it via email. So the first thing is discussion boards. You all did a really great job this week on the discussion boards. Just know that the upcoming discussion board, this week's discussion board, the last day to post is Friday the 9th at 11:59 p.m. And so I shut it down, I lock it, so that way you don't have the ability to post, because I'd have to do that to be able to grade. So make sure that you are posting early and often, and also make sure that you are reviewing the rubric, as well as ensuring that you are reviewing the syllabus to make sure that everything that needs to be covered is being covered in the discussion board postings. So this week is going to be models of action research, which means that this week's discussion board is going to cover last week's readings. That's how it happens every week, but I want to make sure I clarified that. Learning communities, those have been created. So, your discussion is going to happen in the smaller groups going forward. So starting next week. So week 4 until the end of the course, you are going to lead the discussions. And so grades for those that will be leading discussions will look different than grades for those that will be participating in the discussion. So the student-led discussions, the grades will be based on the development of the question as well as the facilitation of the discussion. And again, if you look under the assignments, under readings, under the reading summaries, there should be information there about how you will be graded for the discussion. Okay. Also, the discussions will be led by they will initially be led by the second year doctoral students, and so there's information there as well in terms of the schedule for the rest of the semester. Okay. Questions parking lot. Y'all been doing a great job with the questions parking lot. Make sure that you continue to post your concerns and questions there. If you have the question, other students have the question, so just make sure that you are utilizing that as much as possible. I'll get to it as soon as I can. Course resources. So individual conferences have been going very well. Remember that the virtual office hours will begin today. So it'll be every Tuesday, every Thursday from 6:30 to 8 p.m. And so if you have any questions, just contact me via Skype or give me a call. I may be running errands, or maybe out and about or at the gym, but that's okay. Still contact me. I want to make sure that I'm answering your questions, okay? All right, so week 3 PowerPoint. That can be found in the course PowerPoint folder, and that will be covering IRB and ethics. Southwest Educational Research Association, SERA, also known as SARA, will be occurring in San Antonio in the spring, in February, and the deadline to submit proposals for that conference is September the 18th. So if you're a second-year doctoral student, it's really important that you consider presenting at the conference on your existing research. It's a great way to get feedback on your research. It also looks great on your video, on your resume that you presented, doctoral research at a conference. So if you have any questions about how to complete the proposal, or any questions about that process, feel free to contact me. Okay, let's see. Assignment reminders. So week 2 reading summary is due today by 11:59 p.m. You all have been doing a great job on your summaries, but just remember that it's a synthesis. And so I have posted some information in the course content portion about how to synthesize your writing. The main goal is to make sure that you all are being concise. So when it comes to the very first portion where you're having to outline the summary of the chapter, just make sure that you're picking 2 or 3 points from each chapter and that you are citing it. So you can literally have a list of points, and they don't have to be in any particular order, but as long as you're citing it at the very end of each point, then I know where it's coming from. And then when you move into the points that you want to share with other practitioners, you can do the very same thing. List your points, cite them. Then when you move on to the implications portion, you can either have that as a bulleted list, or you can write it up as a synthesis of what you've found that impacts both your research and your practice. And then you would list your questions after that. Okay. So I just want to make sure that I clarify that, because I know that many of you all have had questions about what do I mean by synthesis. But I have a definition there. I also have an example of what that looks like, and then my description as well. So I want to make sure that you all are not spending a lot of time on the summaries. You all have put in a lot of effort and hard work. That's obvious. But I don't want y'all spending 2-3 hours on something that really should take you more like an hour and a half. Okay. And then lastly is the CITI certificate of completion. That is due Saturday by 11:59 p.m. So just make sure that if you're having difficulty accessing the training, that you let me know that, and we can work through it together. Okay. All right. That's it for the announcements. That's a lot of information. Again, if you have any questions, contact me. Virtual office hours. Just make sure that you reach out to me. All right. Thanks. Have a great week.